You either love it or you don't. Its million dates and people to remember make it hard to enjoy, while its captivating stories and lessons to learn seek to redeem it. Pages of dates and facts about dead people make history a little hard to enjoy. On top of that, it takes up time that could be used for things more commonly viewed as enjoyable. Is the time used for history well used or wasted? It seems these days we've all got so much to do and so little time. There's so much school and so many chores to be done. History just seems to be yet another assignment vying for your attention. You have to spend hours poring over too long historical accounts that, quite frankly, are normally very dull. It leads one to wonder why they need to spend their time reading about pages and pages upon the discovery of a creek. And why this was so important to this person. When you have to read about how some dead person felt about a problem 100 years ago, it's really hard to pretend to be interested, and even harder to actually be interested. It takes up hours of time and acres of thought for just one subject. Does history really take up time, or does it have a more enjoyable purpose? History does pull time, but when you think about it, what does it? I'm pretty sure most things people like to do take up some amount of time. History can be boring. You have to learn about all sorts of dates, people, and places for what seems like no apparent reason. And on top of that, you're expected to retain all this information, at least until the next test. But what some don't notice is that sometimes these lectures to remember can be viewed as stories to enjoy, and more so as knowledge to apply. So is history more than just learning about dates and dead people? What is sometimes viewed as useless, time-consuming, and to some extent boring can be shifted into a different perspective. One that gives knowledge from the past and applies it to our everyday lives. Many places in the Bible speak about the importance of learning from the past. In Job, this is said, "For inquire, please, of bygone ages, and consider what our fathers have searched out. For we are but of yesterday, and our lives on earth are a shadow. Will they not teach you and tell you and utter words out of their understanding?" This verse builds further upon my point. It shows we need to take wisdom for our parents, grandparents, and those that have come before us. We have not had long on this earth, nor will we have long. For this reason, we must look for knowledge others have discovered, and in that, find some to pass on to later generations. In the German Holocaust, millions of people were killed because they were thought to be inferior to their persecutors. They were marched by thousands into gas chambers and ovens, where when they became too weak to do the forced labor imposed upon them. Many more thousands died of starvation in the camps daily. Many irreversible mistakes have been made by mankind. It would be best not to relive those horrors, but to learn from them. Ecclesiastes states, "What has been is what will be, and what has been done is what will be done. There is nothing new under the sun." This verse is wholly true. What happened will happen again. Since the German Holocaust and the war that ensued, citizens from all countries vowed that history shall never repeat itself in that aspect. But it has. Being the humans we are, we can't seem to refrain from the sin that threatens to ruin lives. In multiple other places, multiple other times, other countries have had their own holocausts. Similar mass murders have happened all because of the same silly reasons of the first. The same mistakes we make in our lives will be made in other people's lives, in other times. Just as when one gets a brain freeze from eating too much ice cream too fast, they try never to get one again. But getting another one is inevitable if they habitually guzzle ice cream. The only way to stop your brain freezes is to learn from what's happened and try not to eat your ice cream too fast. We are habitual sinners, so it's obvious that unless we change things, the same thing will happen over and over. The only way not to continually repeat your mistakes is to learn from them and seek to avoid them. One of the best things about studying history is that it provides a means to learn from the past. We are able to learn from others and gain wisdom from what they have done right and what they've done wrong. Then we can apply our newfound wisdom to our everyday lives. Sometimes it's hard to appreciate history and its benefits, but in the end, the applicable wisdom gained is well worth the time invested. Each story poses an intriguing twist if only you seek to be interested. All the time spent in history is not wasted time, but rather time spent well, in a way that will only affect your life for the better. Thank you.